Hey, you! Yeah, you! Are you looking for a new computer operating system? Well, look no further. But first, let's answer one question. What is an operating system? A computer operating system, OS for short, is the system in which your computer operates. For example, three main operating systems are Windows by Microsoft, Mac OS by Apple, and Linux, an open source project without one single owner. As an individual, you're free to install either Windows or Linux on your personal device. However, Apple only lets Mac OS come installed on Mac computers. Of course, chances are, when you get hired in an office space, your business will have Windows installed on your company-issued device. However, if you happen to pursue a career in graphic art, you might end up working with Mac OS. That brings us to the strengths of each operating system. Windows is the most versatile and widely used. With a very accessible interface and high program compatibility, Windows is the top choice for most businesses, creative developers, and gamers. Mac OS is the king when it comes to graphic arts, and while not being as freely compatible as Windows, has unlimited potential when it comes to needing a creative outlet. Mac OS is definitely the best when it comes to all types of content creation, from music and video editing to writing and graphic design. Meanwhile, Linux strides its own way. Being a free operating system, Linux is open for anyone to not just use, but fully optimize in whatever way the user seems fit. With a much steeper learning curve, Linux is by far the most customizable. Linux is an open source OS, meaning anyone can create their own tailored version. I mean, there's a version called Nyarch Linux that's targeted demographic as people who like cat girls. And who doesn't like cat girls? Linux aims to please software developers and programmers alike, along with anyone who wants a personalized cyber experience. When it comes to elasticity for the OS market, demand is generally inelastic. As we move deeper into computer reliance, we can't do much of anything without an operating system. Without it, we just have metal boxes filled with cards, chips, and wires. The supply is even more inelastic, as there are only really these few big operating systems out there, and no company at this point in time can easily break into the market. Speaking of the market, the global operating systems market size has been projected to reach $52.84 billion in 2025. Regarding global desktop distribution, Windows takes claim to 71.9% of the market, while Apple's macOS is 8.7% and Linux is about 4%. Now back to our new operating system. Combining the compatibility of Windows, creative optimization of macOS, and certain features of Linux, I present to you NeoS. NeoS is an operating system designed to bring the best of the big three OSs forward to create one super operating system. Gaming? We got it. Drawing? Yes sir. Cat girls? Yeah. What's even better is that since we have total control over the price of our product, NeoS is absolutely 100% free. That's right, free. Screw breaking into the market. Why spend extra hundreds or even thousands on a computer that can run Windows or Mac OS when you can install our operating system on any device? You might be wondering how we make money. Well, every time you log into your computer, you'll be met with a 30-second long unskippable ad, not to mention the dozens of pop-ups you'll get per minute. To meet government restrictions on operating systems, NeoS will be unavailable in China, Russia, and North Korea. Will not leak any personal information, and will adhere to all developmental practices under the U.S. Executive Order 14028. Our operating system will have programs pre-installed to suit your every need. These programs include an altered version of the browser Firefox, a tailored edition of the art app Krita, many more. We've even partnered with Google to bring our writers of the world Google Nyox. For legal reasons, NeoS isn't a real product and was never intended to be such. I have no legally binding contract with Google, and everything regarding our new operating system is a joke. Also, I totally recorded this in my car in the rain.